Hello. Oh. Okay, the ad should be over now, so we should be available. I guess would be the word. Um, I know it's been a while since we've had a chapter read, so actually, do I have it on the TGAB command? I still haven't done that, have I? I have not. What about YouTube? IT socials. There we go. So yes, the previous chapters are indeed on the YouTube, which is here. I do technically have an Instagram as well that I never use. Um, oh, I just realized I haven't posted like selfie of my straight hair. I need to figure out this encoding bullshit. Anyway, yes, the what is? I have other things to say, but I'm like blanking out on them right now. There we go. Oh, hello. That was my own thing. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I might just close Discord. Like, I know it doesn't take up much, but it's a distraction anyway. And if I really need to, I have my phone. It's on 28%. Maybe I need to do this now. It's another thing I need to log into Love Life. Which I'll have to do as I plug this in. Did I not turn on? Ah, fuck balls. Beat shit. Fuck dick. Wait, it is on. Fuck. Whatever. Wake. Do I nocturnal balls? Indeed. Stream captions. That is exactly what I'm saying. Impeccable. Genuinely, like I. How? How do you do such great work? I'm a dick. I'm sorry. Um. Yes, we are going to be continuing to read TGAB, exclamation mark TGAB if you want to read what it is. Or you can look at this portion right here. It's great. I love it. It's one of my favorite books. It has been one of my favorite books for a while now, honestly. Let me just get my phone back up and then we can start. Ah. So, last we left off, which was a hot minute ago. Why am I getting pinged again? Why am I getting pinged for? Okay, great. Whatever. Boom. Oh, right, actually, before I continue, thank you, Evil Scarecrow Gunpla, for the follow, as well as. It's, Jesus Christ. Mr. Rapid Kane for the follow. Rapid Kane is currently streaming, if I'm not wrong. Let me double check that. I was not wrong. Also, previously, if you were waiting for me, you would have seen my hosting of Bry. Bry's also a great dude. Loli is also streaming, and Hot Elmers. A bunch of friends who are streaming currently, and probably the people I will raid later, if any of them are on. Still, which you know is not always a guarantee. um, yeah, today we are going to continue to read. Gotta stop looking at myself. TGAB. So let's switch to that. There we go. That's working. Hey, you're working now. My chat text is way too white. That's an issue. Hang on. Yeah, I know. You show me that like literally every time. Huh, I could have sworn there was a chat tab somewhere here. Damn, that's a look. That's a cute Persona stream thing. Maybe I don't have a chat tab. Ah well. Too bad. Too sad. Oh well. But yeah, I know it's been a hot minute, so I'll just do a short recap of the end of the last chapter. The last chapter was one of my first early book reveals, and also like one of the chapters that I really love. Oh, my chair went down. It is the chapter that it's one of my favorite chapters, especially in the earlier books, because it allows you to get a glimpse of the entire pantheon. Well, yeah, most of the pantheon, and you get to see like all the gods, kind of, sort of who they are. You can see the relationship with the emperor slash empress. You can see how the bishop and the church politics work. So that was really cool, and of course the entire talk with the empress and Darling, and of course I love Darling, so that's just always going to be a bonus. But yeah, I one of my first favorite chapters. But yeah, like I do not know how many of you know me from Fright Dice Paradise, but if any of you ever, if he ever brings up the Azul people in one of his games again, I forgot which one it is. It's the Pirates one, I believe. If any of his people ever go back to the Azul, and you like see some similarities between the story and some stuff that will happen there, or like some elements in that world that might be that feel similar. This will be why. A lot of what I did with the Azul for that world with Josh is all kind of sort of lifted from this book because I don't know, I'm a kid. What? Why'd I get pinged? Who pinged me? Hut got botted. Yeah. So we will be doing chapter 21 and or 22, um, or at least end 22. We might go further. I do not know though. We'll see how it goes. Today, no alcohol, just water. I'm gonna hope people don't redeem exercises, but I'm gonna. It's up and redeemable if you guys need it or want it. Um, what else? Yeah, that's it. That's it. So yeah, I'm just gonna be reading out loud. If you guys want to chat, go ahead and chat. Please chat. um, just because I'm reading doesn't mean I won't reply. It just sometimes might take a second more because I am reading, so I want to complete like the paragraph or something, or the scene if it's one of those. Um, but yeah, just go ahead and chat with me. As always, I will be posting up VODs on YouTube. I know the last two VODs haven't gone up on YouTube. That's completely my fault. And the encoding being a bit. Yeah, well, one day I'll figure out. how to fucking stream without it be all being scuffed as shit. Yeah. Everyone in town knew Milton Oxford was afraid of the dark. Saddle Ridge wasn't quite so small that all of its citizens knew each other anymore, but the town's most prominent banker was recognizable enough that his habits were effectively public knowledge. Such as, for example, the fact that the light of an oil lamp was always visible in his bedroom window, all night, every night. Nobody said a word to him about it. Oxford was the sort of man who single-handedly redeemed the bad name of bankers in his town. He drew the line at giving away money, except through the usual charitable avenues, but bent his financial expertise and the generous loan policies he had instituted at his bank to helping everyone get ahead as best as he could. Many a shop in nearby farm owed its solvency, and some their very existence, to his compassion. Thus, nobody mocked the kind-hearted, portly old banker for his fear of the dark, even behind his back. The people of his town were likely to turn vehemently on anyone who did. Matters might have been different if they knew why Milton Oxford feared the dark. He knew exactly what was lurking in it. For similar reasons, he had never been a sound sleeper, usually waking 3 or 4 times a night at the slightest little sounds. Normally, his first act would be to glance at the oil lamp on his bed, then perform a quick visual survey of the corners of the room. He had laid out his furniture such that his lamp illuminated everything, leaving no patches of shadow. It was dim, yes. His financial instincts rebelled at the waste of leaving a lamp burning at full strength all night. He spent enough on oil as it was, but left no black space in which they could hide. Many had tried to convince him to switch to the steadier, modern fairy lights, but Oxford was old and comfortable in his ways. There was never anything there. That never stopped him from waking again next time. On this night, however, he opened his eyes at close to 2 in the morning and found the wood elves standing at the foot of his bed. Who? What? How? He scuttled backward, working himself to a sitting position against his headboard and clutching the blankets up to his neck. The elf was dressed stereotypically. Though there were obviously more plains elves in this area, he had seen enough illustrations of wood elves to recognize the type. She wore simple brown trousers and vest over a loose shirt in a shade of deep green, with blousy sleeves. Incongruously, gold-rimmed spectacles perched on the tip of her nose. The elf made no reply to his stammered queries, but tossed something onto the tented fabrics between his legs. Oh. It was a small gold statuette of Vernicel, goddess of money, which occupied pride of place in the shrine in his living room downstairs. To Oxford's fear and confusion was suddenly added a spike of outrage. How dare you! That is a secret artifact! You broke into my home just to mock my faith? Faith? There seems to be a problem with your idol, she said in a mild tone. On the base. His blood went cold. Whether through skill on her part or luck, he suddenly feared it was the former. The idol had landed with its bottom pointing at its face. The glyph carved into it was clearly visible in the lamplight. Oxford was an honest man, as much as his position allowed him to be, but he was also a banker, and no strangers to negotiations or bluffing. What? You violated my home and my goddess's shrine to show me some goldsmith's mark? Shame on you, young woman. She smiled faintly. How curious that a goldsmith would engrave an idol of Vernicel with a black wreath glyph to prevent the goddess from seeing anything amiss with its use. What in the world are you on about? He blustered, even as his even as his stomach plummeted. The Black Wreath? Nonsense. They don't exist. You had better explain what you're doing. He broke it off as if choked, when she tossed a second object down beside the first. A statue carved from black glass of the horned and hooved goddess Eliel, which had stood in this other secret shrine in his home. A shrine in the sub-basement, accessible only by a secret staircase behind a hidden panel in the kitchen pantry. I don't know why I always misread that as chicken. Kitchen, chicken. Oxford swallowed hard, wrenching his eyes from the two statuettes up to meet the elves. Her expression is vaguely disdainful. Who are you? Oh, I'm sorry. How rude of me. I do tend to get distracted. She smiled thinly. My name is Irony. He let out an embarrassing squeak. Ah, Professor Telrin said with satisfaction. You've heard of me. I shall call the sheriff. Oh, let's not do this, she said dismissively. You're not going to involve any authorities who might want to learn about your true religion, and you know very well that you are no threat to me even with that wand under your pillow. Stop reaching for it, Milton. No, we are going to have a civil conversation, and then I'll be on my way. Oxford huddled down against his pillow, pulling the blankets up to his neck. What do you want? 4 years ago, you did some clerical tasks. Torrent produced a thick manila folder from mid-air and began leafing through it calmly. Of course. I doubt that helps you bring a specific incident to mind. They likely all blurred together after a while, eh? She raised her eyes, gave him another chilling smile. If it makes a difference, I'm referring to the ones that resulted in the horrifyingly painful death of an innocent girl. I have no idea what you're talking about, he said shrilly. Oh, good. Does that help you sleep? Her smile widened, but did not grow warmer. Let me add some detail. You were tasked with finding a pretext to present a jade ring to one June Whitwell in the nearby village of Hamlet. They really have run out of names for these little towns, haven't they? So, Mr. Oxford, you sponsored, as one of your many admirable charity activities, a raffle through the local church out there to fund improvements to its chapel. The prize was a box of miscellaneous jewelry, including said ring, which, unbeknownst to Miss Whitwell, was one of the signs whereby members of the Wraith identify one another, marked with a glyph very like that on your statue there, but modified to make her highly visible to certain demonic entities while also deflecting the attention of gods, priests, and anyone else. Standard Wreath spellcraft, but it's not known to anyone else. It was further bespelt to make it irresistibly alluring to its possessor. Otherwise, she wouldn't have kept it. She gave away all the rest of the jewelry. That particular charm is not Wreath business, but does happen to be very much against the law. Trying. Ah, okay, found it. Alright, I have chat up on my phone as well now, so easy. Oxford tried to speak, but Tolerance simply raised her voice and carried on her recitation right over him. Needless to say, you fixed the results of the raffle as you were instructed. Fucking Christ! I saw the flash of text appear in the corner of my eye. God damn. Sherby, hi, hello, how are you doing? Thank you for the 10 bits. Do I? I've not done shit. How are you doing, Sherby? I don't do much. No one watches me. I'm used to no one watching me. But like, eh. Thank you, Sherby. I hope you're doing good. Sherby also streams, by the way. By the by. And I cannot alt tab. Hello? There we go. That's not what I wanted. I don't do a lot. I honestly don't think I do a lot. I just do. I don't do anything, really. Honestly. I don't think I do. Uh, I just chill, talk with people, and lurk. That's all I do. I don't even mod these days. Whoever I watch doesn't like whoever I would mod for. I don't have anymore. They don't stream anymore. I'm gonna close the 3 channels I'm lurking in because it is the frames are gone, dude. Sherby. Fuck, dude. I saw that coming and I could not prepare because everything is lagging. Thank you for 10 more bits, my dude. I haven't seen you for a while, man. Don't say bullshit. But yeah, go give Sherby a follow. If there's anyone other than for Sherby here. Sherby's a cutie. There's a bunch of like lag away. Thank you, my dude. Thank you for the other 10 bits. Whenever that decides to blast into my ear. Like, right then. I don't even know if you can see my reaction. Or... Jesus Christ, how many more? Wait, how many times have you cheered 10 bits now? I have lost count. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jesus fuck. Thank you for the 50 bits, Sherby. Stop. It's not necessary. It's not worth it. It's not worth anything. You can use your bits on far greater people, such as Solar, such as Shanna, as in Chantry. She now goes by Shanna Tales. Trying to remember who else do you know that does stream. I guess Kira streams. Does she still stream? Made by Kira. I'm not sure. I've not seen her stream for a while now, and I've not been able to really chat and stuff in Solar streams. Oh my god, dude. Why 100 more bits? Why? God fucking damn. Thank you, the 150 bits, Sherby. If you're trying to start a hype train, you need 3 separate people, not one person just carrying. No, there's no need to use them on me. There's look, if I stop saying stop using it on me, would you stop using it on me? Good God. Thank you for the 250 bits, Sherby. Alright, anyway. I'm gonna continue reading and I'm gonna ignore if there's another ping, okay? Okay. Oxford tried to speak, but Telrin simply raised her voice and carried on her recitation right over him. Needless to say, you fixed the results of the raffle, as you were instructed. The item fell into Miss Whitwell's possession, and you, your instructions carried out, washed your hand... Fuck! God damn it. God damn it, Sherby. Thank you. 350 bits. My dude. Why? Thank you. Uh, Item fell into Miss Whittle's possession, and your instructions carried out, washed your hands of the whole affair, and went right back to busily pretending you had never heard of her. Hang on, I'm gonna try and open a new tab and see if that helps. Nope, that just made everything so much worse. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my god, Sherby. Sherby, stop. Jesus Christ, Sherby. Yes, happy Pride Month to you too. Uh, Magic, yeah, indeed. Everything is lagging. Is it lagging ever so slightly less now? I hope so. Doesn't seem like it. Yeah, no, it doesn't seem like it. I guess I can't actually stream Google Chrome, which is annoying because literally nothing is going on in this Google Chrome. But aside from the Twitch tabs, I'm gonna see if I close these. Would that be better? Because I don't need a mod view with what I have on the thing on the web here. Jesus Christ, Sherby, you've given me a lot of bits, dude. Why? Spend some on Ren. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man. I am lagging way too much, and it's honestly slightly annoying. Slightly annoying. Yeah, I don't know. Hearsay, he squawked. Baseless accusations. You have no proof of any of this. Proof? She raised her eyes to his, eyebrows climbing in an expression of incredulity. Milton Oxford, you poor, sweet, honest, stupid man. You filed the paperwork. The charity raffle was duly authorized by the church and the relevant civil authorities. For the jewelry you purchased, you claimed a tax exemption. You claimed a tax exemption for religious rites, with receipts submitted to the imperial treasury. Likewise, for under-the-table fees for the illegal spellwork on the jade ring. You're lucky the number jockeys down there had no idea what that was. Everything was properly filed with your bank and with the treasury. You left the paper trail so wide. Well, you want to know how long I've been following it? 3 days. On a trail that should have gone cold 4 years ago. I'm starting to wonder how the Empire manages to function under the weight of its own bureaucracy. But I do say it's useful when one wants to know anything that has ever happened within a mile of any financial transaction in this province. They were for a religious rite. I shouldn't have to pay. She snapped the folder shut, making him jump. You know who else is good at following painfully obvious trails, Milton? Imperial intelligence. That is why you've not been contacted by anyone in the Wraith in the last 4 years, nor ever will be again. The Empire's eyes are on you, and your fellow cultists know it. The imps will wait for you to lead them to larger prey, but they won't wait forever. Once their patience expires, some enterprising young spy will move a few papers around, remove you from a list of potentially useful free agents, and your arrest and execution will simply be a feather in the cap of his career. Oh, hydrate and posture check. Thank you, Sherby. Thank you again for all those bits. I think, 560? No, 460. So that's 50 by then. So it's 1, 2, 3, 300, 400, 500. Yeah, 560. I was right. And push-ups, yeah. Hang on, let me switch scenes so you can see push-ups. And lag disappears because lag appears to only be from oh boy. I really need to figure out how the fuck to switch up this encoding bullshit. It's really annoying. Is my voice coming through smooth? I got no clue, man. It's kind of annoying. It's kind of pissing me off. Because I'm reading, I can't see it, but now that I'm looking at it, God, that looks bad. Alright, 10 push-ups. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Voice is fine, but a bit lag. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I think the voice is fine. It's just the video that's lagging, which is annoying, very annoying, but not so important for a reading stream, probably. Whew. Oh, we're going down. Tasty? My tiredness is tasty? Oh, I'm going down again. There you go. At least drop frames to 0. I've just caused everything to lag. Oh boy. Ah, my burp is tasty. I mean, fair enough, I suppose. Oh boy. I think I crashed OBS. Oh, no. No, things are moving. Ho ho ho. Yeah, I got no clue. I don't understand. Fuck it, I'll figure it out after stream probably. Might do a break after one chapter. Or maybe we'll just continue reading all 2 chapters. Get back to reading while I can. Yeah, fair enough. I just alt tapped too many times. And I didn't do the fucking thing. Didn't switch scene. There we go. Oh hey, it's moving. I might take it back, it's not moving. Yep. Yeah, it's still a bit laggy, but it's fine. It's not too bad. It's bad, but I can ignore it. Alright. Once your patient expires, some enterprising young spy will move a few papers around, remove you from a list of potentially useful free agents, and your arrest and execution will simply be a feather in the cap of his career. Honestly, man, how did someone like you end up working with a Reeve? Oxford tried to reply, but all that came out was an embarrassing whimper. She gave him a look of pure disgust. Then let me tell you what happened next. I don't want to know, he wailed. It wasn't my fault. Yeah, sure. Go back to bed. Thank you for coming in, Sherry. Thank you for the 560 bits. Do go to bed. Sleep. Sleep is good. Yeah. Good night. I don't even know if you can see me wave, but I'm waving. Goodbye. June Whitwell, she said loudly, was attacked by an archdemon. It attempted to possess her, but she couldn't contain it, so she burned. She burned alive, Milton. There was nothing left of a 16-year-old girl but ashes, because you painted a target on her back. I didn't know. Telrin stalked forward, reaching into her vest and pulling out a little silver locket. She snapped this open and thrust it into his face, revealing a tiny portrait of a smiling, freckled girl with auburn curls. Love you. Good night. Sleep well. She was a car girl. Her parents were well off enough to give her a weekly allowance, and she donated every copper that came into her hands to the church's poor box. June once converted a man who tried to abduct her to the faith of Omnu. He's a monk now. He lights a candle for her every night and hasn't spoken a word since her death. Take it away, he said piteously, trying to shove the locket aside, but she only pushed it back into his view. You will look, Milton Oxford. Look at what you did. This girl was a light in the life of everyone she touched, and she is dead. Her death was pointless, wasteful, and agonizing beyond belief. Because of you. Despite himself, Oxford couldn't tear his eyes from the tiny portrait. June Whitwell smiled innocently up at him, with not a hint of accusation. He imagined he saw forgiveness in her painted eyes. It made the horror dawning in him even worse. Tears began to run down his plump cheeks. Her dog died, Turner went on inexorably, her green eyes boring into him from above. He just sat on her bed and refused to eat. Her mother has to hospitalize for the shock. She's little more than a broken shut-in now. They still light candles at the shrine for her every night. She was so loved in that town. That's the kind of girl she was. The kind of woman who, thanks to you, will never exist now. All the good she would have done in the world, all the light she would have spread, gone. There's absolutely no way to calculate the damage you have done. I didn't know, Milton blubbered. How was I to know? It was just a ring. I'm not responsible. You may lie to yourself, Milton Oxford, but don't you dare lie to me, Turner thundered. You didn't know? You dare claim that you put a demonic beacon into the hands of an innocent child, and you didn't realize you were condemning her to death or worse? You sicken me. I was a child too, he wailed, pulling up the covers to just below his eyes and causing his feet to poke out from beneath them. I never wanted to join the Wreath. My parents were in it. They took me to a meeting where they fed a woman to demons. They ate her, right in front of us, in front of me. I was 8 years old. He was sobbing in earnest now, scrubbing at his eyes with the blanket. She tried to go to the church for amnesty. That was why they killed her, why they had eaten her alive for being a traitor. No one leaves the Wraith. You don't say no to these people. Talon shook her head slowly. You can't say no to everyone, Milton. You can't say no to anyone, Milton. You can say anything to anybody for any reason. It's just a matter of facing the consequences after it. Don't you realize the opportunity you squandered? For most people, the slide to depravity and the climb to virtue are long, slow things, full of little steps whose significance they never realize until long after the fact. It's a rare and priceless thing to have so much hinge on one moment, one choice. One point, Milton, where you could have made a stand and redeemed a life you've wasted, cowering away from every shadow. Instead, you rendered yourself permanently beyond any hope of redemption. She sighed heavily. She sounded almost mournful. Anyway, it's pretty much over for you. At this point, it's just a matter of waiting to learn whether the wreath ties up the loose end you represent, before the imps get tired of waiting further. Had your chance. You blew it. She stood there, silently watching him for long minutes as he sobbed into his blanket. Milton curled forward, rocking his chubby frame, wracked with spasms of grief, remorse, and increasingly muted terror. It went on for a long time, what seemed to him to be forever, even though she simply stood there, her patience apparently inexhaustible. His body gave out long before the inner pain did. Guilt clawed at him without reprieve, but there came a point after which he just didn't have the strength to weep anymore. What do you want? He asked finally, his voice raspy with crying. Have you been faithful, Milton? She asked quietly. You're a lousy excuse for a diabolist, but have you kept up with your offerings? You're a servant of Eliel in good standing? Yes, just prayers and little gifts. I never did forsake. He trailed off miserably. Good. Then I want you to carry a message to her for me. What? He choked. I can't just... First, Talon stated, I have never had any argument with her, and I don't need to start. Second, she need have no fear of me for her daughter's sake. I protect and train all of my students to the best of my considerable abilities equally. Third, I want to speak with her. We need to establish some ground rules, or I'll be left with little choice but to keep blundering across the streams and following them up. Fourth, and finally, she went on, and her expression growing very grim, she's going to answer for those girls she had murdered. For all the centuries I have known her, I expected better than that. Have you got it? He gaped up at her, finally lowering the blankets. His face was streaked with tears, snot clumped in his mustache. I'm the lowest possible. I can't just carry a message to the goddess. She'd never speak with me. Of all the ways we send word to the gods, Taryn said evenly, only one is guaranteed to receive their notice, by ancient compact. They may or may not pay attention to our prayers and offerings, but they always heed the willing self-sacrifice of their faithful followers. They stared at her for a moment, her gaze hard, his blank, broken. Then finally he lowered his eyes, nodding. I understand. The message, Milton. Oxford cleared his throat. You want no fight with Eliel. You will not mistreat her daughter. You want to speak with her in person. He swallowed. And you intend to make her pay for June and the others. He gulped again at the last, convulsively, but repeated back her instructions without confusion. Even at this final traumatic point in his life, he was a banker. He understood a contract. Can you make it quick, please? Cullen raised an eyebrow. Do you deserve for it to be quick, Milton? He shrugged once, virtually, not looking up at her again. I was just asking. She said non-committally, and flicked her fingers at him. Milton Oxford's body twitched once, convulsively, then slumped back against the headboard, utterly still, as all electrical activity in his nervous system abruptly ceased. It was quick. He didn't feel a thing. Artney sighed and tucked the silver locket bearing the picture of some nameless girl back into her pocket. She'd picked it up in a pawn shop in Calderas. It might as well go back there. Or more likely, she'd forget about it and leave it in her drawer for years. Embellishments to the details of June Whitwell's short life, at least, were all based on actual facts she knew. Except the bit about the dog. Any bard she'd ever known would have cringed at that heavy-handed slap of sleep pathos, but it had done well enough considering her quivering, uncritical audience. She had needed Oxford broken and willing, otherwise he'd have been useless. Only a voluntary sacrifice was assured to work. For far from the first time in her very long career, she made a mental note to work out some more efficient, more reliable way to get God's attention. Then again, if it were that easy, most of her olden life would have gone very differently. She glanced around the room, then deliberately reached out and knocked over the oil lamp onto Oxford's pillow. It immediately gutted out, but it was the matter of an instant's concentration to cause a small spark to ignite on the fabric next to his head. She waited only long enough to be certain the little flame was spreading towards the growing puddle of lamp oil, before turning and walking from the room. Oxford's home was of fieldstone and wouldn't burn easily, but the interior trappings of his room, including its hardwood floors, would go up nicely. There'd be nothing left for anyone to examine. Most conveniently of all, someone had probably warned him about that oil lamp long before. Eventually, the glowing blaze of Milton Oxford's deathbed pyre heated the wand under his pillow till the window cracked and its binding matrix failed. The blast shuttered windows across the street. By that time, Artney Twilren was 1,000 miles away. And that's a glimpse into Artney's methods of how she does investigating and or other things. Shows her off as a bit of a brutal character. I love it. And it's also the end of book 1. Holy shit, I ended book 1. Well, you know what? I didn't think there was a chapter 22. I thought there was a chapter 22, but I didn't think there's a book 2. I do not want to start book 2 like this. I completely forgot to check table of contents. That is entirely my fault. My bad. Huh. It's 11:14. We've streamed for about 15 minutes. You know what? I'm gonna end stream here. Take like a 15-ish minute break. I'll be back. I'll see if I can bring Burji, if she's not asleep. Let's switch back to just chatting. Hello. Yeah, I'm gonna go see if I can bring Burji. But I'm gonna end stream for a bit. And take like a good toilet break, drink break, whatever. And I'll come back. And then we'll have a just chatting stream. I think I didn't realize book 1 ends today. That was my fault. I didn't. I'm dumb. I should have done that before hiatus. Good God, I'm an idiot. Well, there you go. There's a good, long-awaited conclusion. A good fucking 2-3 months in the waiting. Yeah, I'll end stream, restart computer, and see if I can get things a bit less laggy for just chatting. But yeah, that's what we'll do. Thank you, Sherby, for the 560 bits. Com- I don't know why, but you did it. Uh, thank you. Um, yeah, I hope you're sleeping well. I am going to end stream for 15 minutes, and I'll be right back. Thank you all.